Jetzt.
Now let Paimon think. What were we up to the first time we came here? Oh, Paimon remembers. Nahita's consciousness had been trapped by the doctor, but we followed the clues she left behind to help her.
Du hast ein gutes Gedächtnis, Paimon.
So much time has already passed since then, and it seems Sumeru's changing for the better now that Nahita's in charge, right? Paimon just hopes this peace will last a long time, and then Nahita won't have any more new problems to deal with.
By the way, diese Antwortmöglichkeiten nicht wundern. Meistens gehören die zusammen und keiner weiß, warum es davon immer 2 gibt, weil solange wir noch in der Gegend sind, ... ist keine eigenständige Aussage und ... ist das schwer vorherzusagen, ist auch keine eigenständige Aussage. Das ist quasi die gleiche Aussage. Aber es sind 2 verschiedene Antwortmöglichkeiten. Keiner weiß, wieso das so ist. Hater. Ich dachte, du wärst der Magnet.
She was super tired. Paimon got caught in some strange whirlpool and sucked out into sea. And even then, you fished Paimon out. Anyway, for Nahita's sake, maybe we should think about heading to
Baby,
another
jetzt.
destination for now.
Zeit nach Fontaine aufzubrechen, please.
Look who it is. Running into you in a place like this? I can see you two still love wandering around.
Oh, it's Dia! Since when are we just wandering around? We're usually taking care of some serious business. Even though it may have nothing to do with our journey. But never mind that. What brings you here?
Die ist doch immer in der Wüste.
I just finished a commission in the desert for a usual client of mine. Nothing too interesting. Just escorting a shipment of goods. I'm on my way to report back. That's when I saw you two all the way over there, chatting away. What were you two talking about anyway?
Wir werden bald Sumeru verlassen. Wir werden jetzt Sumeru verlassen, bitte. Und uns auf den Weg nach Fontaine machen.
Huh? You serious?
Ja, der Typ aus
Can't say I
Fontaine.
saw that coming. But you are travelers after all. I guess you'd never stay for too long in one place. Bumping into you like this will become a rarity. I'm starting to feel sad just thinking about it. Hey, how about I gather a few mercs to escort you two? What do you say?
Hell no.
But no need. Oh, Paimon had no clue you'd miss us so much. But don't worry, we'll come back to see everyone when we get a chance.
Sounds good. All you need to do to get to Fontaine is cross this stretch of desert and navigate some waterways.
Ich war schon dort.
Knowing you two, I'm sure it won't be
Passt.
anything you can't handle. So, when are you leaving?
Genau jetzt.
Wait a sec.
Bitte.
Paimon just remembered there are still a few dishes in Sumeru
Nein.
that Paimon hasn't tried yet. Now,
Nope.
where's that list Paimon made?
Who is that?
I
Kennt man
see.
den?
Guess you won't be needing a going away party or anything. It's sad enough to see you go like this. Though, now that I think about it, Sumeru wouldn't be what it is today without you. Seems true heroes always prefer leaving quietly.
By the way, should we go say bye to Nahita?
Nahida kann auch in Träumen von unserer Abreise erfahren, oder? Würde ich auch sagen, ja.
Then there's no need to bother her in the real world.
Then,
True that.
I guess this is goodbye for now, Traveler in Paimon. Whether as a client or a friend, you're always welcome to come find me.
Alles klar. Later.
Goodbye, Dia. Bye-bye, Sumeru.
Ich hoffe, dieser Typ hält uns jetzt nicht künstlich auf. Kommt ihr nahe der Grenze von Fontaine an? Ah, jetzt bin ich da wahrscheinlich, wo ich gerade war. Wow. Na gut. Gehört halt dazu, sich diese Cutscenes anzuschauen. Ah, das habe ich gar nicht gesehen vorher. Na gut, hat sich auch nicht viel geändert. Sieht aus wie ein Fortnite. Hater. Also ist Fortnite ein super erfolgreiches Game, Sir. Das ist ein Kompliment. Glaube ich. So, try again. Try again. Die Schiffe sehen nice aus, die Schiffe von Fontaine. War nicht negativ gemeint. Ach so. Naja, alles was mit Fortnite zu tun hat, nehme ich meistens negativ auf, Kappa. Ist Paimon über 18? Keine Ahnung. Solche Fragen stellt man sich nicht.
After crossing all that sand and water, we finally made it. Oh, this must be Fontaine's port.
Sieht schon geil aus.
Everything looks so advanced in Fontaine. Paimon's heard that the industry here is extremely developed, and there are all kinds of unusual machines.
Ungefähr so habe ich es mir vorgestellt. Ungefähr so habe ich es mir überhaupt nicht vorgestellt.
Seeing the sights as a tourist is nice, but maybe it would be better if we found something to do. What do you think?
Hell yeah. Besuchen wir als erstes den Hydroarchon.
Good idea.
Als
It
ob.
gave us loads of useful information.
Echt?
Checking out the Seven is probably still our best source for information.
Wenn ja, habe ich das vergessen. Wir machen diese Reise, um meine Schwester zu finden und um nach der Wahrheit zu suchen.
Yeah, the more we can learn, the better. So, what do you think the Hydro Archon's like? Will we get along? Nahida said that she has a very unique personality, whatever that means. To learn about a nation's god, start with the nation's people. There seems to be some locals talking over there. Let's go see if we can join the party.
Erstmal irgendwelche Randoms anquatschen. Let's go.
If you ask me, it's a tragedy how things ended for him. Clearly, he was a pretty decent person.
Yeah, I didn't expect that kind of ending for him. I thought he would at least fight on a little longer for his family. I was expecting a sudden plot twist, but
Nahida will meiner
that
Welt
never
beitreten.
happened.
Hell no.
Still, his story is quite the tearjerker.
Die will meine Welt kaputt machen.
Excuse me, can I help you too? I couldn't help but notice you standing here listening.
Hi. We're travelers new to Fontaine, and we had something we wanted to ask, but you seem to be really busy talking about some kind of play, so we didn't want to interrupt.
Play? Oh, no. We're talking
Also
about
gegoogelt,
something that
Bolt.
really happened. In fact, it's a case that was just heard a few days ago.
Really? Like
Klar.
a real trial? But the way you were talking about it and the words you used just now made it sound like some kind of story.
Well, good tales are often based on true stories, aren't they? And what you see in reality may also be someone deliberately putting on an act while harboring ulterior motives. Whether something is true or not simply isn't that important. The main thing is whether the story being acted out on the stage is splendid enough. Oh, but it looks like you're not from
Wie bei der
around here.
WWE.
You probably don't know that the Fontaine Court of Justice is called the Opera Epiclese, or more commonly known as just the Opera House.
Epiclese, so spricht man das als heftig aus. Also werden die Verhandlungen als eine Art Oper betrachtet.
But, shouldn't court cases be treated a little more seriously than that? Not to question Fontaine's way of doing things. It's just that putting someone on trial is usually a very serious thing.
Ah, Bolt.
No worries.
We
Other
don't wanna
visitors
know
to
that,
Fontaine have
sir.
wondered the same thing. You could say that we just don't want to waste the moving stories behind those cases. And as for your worries about whether the cases are treated with due reverence, we have the absolutely just and honorable Chief Justice Neuvillette. As well as
Neuvillette.
the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, a machine created by the Archon. Between the machine and the Chief Justice, false charges and injustice are a thing of the past now.
Eine von der Göttin des Wassers erschaffene gerichtliche Vorrichtung ist das das legendäre Land der Gerechtigkeit.
Is it some kind of machine too? Oh, Paimon's curious. We should check it out if we get the chance. Wait, Paimon almost forgot to ask you our question. Do you know what we should do if we want to meet the Hydro Archon?
Oh, that's easy. Just go to the Opera House. Lady Farina practically lives there. You could definitely say it's her biggest passion.
I think what they
Farina.
mean is that they wish to speak with the Archon personally. In that case, I am afraid it's going to be a tad more difficult. You'll have to make an appointment well in advance, and it'll depend on whether or not she has any time slots available.
Im Voraus anmelden, Zeitplan. Ja, du bist nicht der Mittelpunkt der Erde, Bro.
Is the
Also
Hydro
ich.
Archon super busy taking care of official stuff? Wait, didn't you say that she's always at the Opera House?
No. Lady Farina seldom takes an interest with the nation's affairs. The reason it's
Seit
difficult
letztem
to make
Mittwoch,
an appointment
Deutsch.
is simply because she's incredibly popular.
That's right. After all, she is the Archon. Though she may tend to get a little dramatic from time to time, people can't get enough of her.
Huh. First time Paimon's ever heard of an Archon being described that way before. Wait! Paimon gets now! The Hydro Archon is kinda like a big celebrity here, right?
Yeah, I suppose you could say that. Perhaps you could even say our mascot.
Mascot.
This is still Fontaine's Archon you're talking about. You should show some more respect.
Hater.
Yes, you're right.
Etienne the
I guess
hater.
I should at least try to be a little more respectful in front of visitors. Otherwise, I might get arrested and find myself face to face with Monsieur Neuvillette.
Come on. Sure, there's a lot of laws here, but nobody's going to be arrested for saying something disrespectful about the Hydro Archon.
Die Einwohner von Fontaine scheinen den Hydroarchon sehr zu mögen, dennoch scheint es ihnen ein wenig an Ehrfurcht zu fehlen.
I think we get it. Thank you! At least we now know that we can find the Hydro Archon at the Opera House. But who knows how long making an appointment will take?
Jetzt geh doch erstmal
Guess we
hin.
could have a look around the city in the meantime.
Vielleicht haben wir ja Glück.
What are you looking over there for?
Das Mädchen da drüben, sie steht dort schon eine ganze Weile ganz alleine rum.
Huh. Maybe
Hey,
something's the
das ist
matter.
Lynette.
She isn't going to jump into the water, is she? Maybe we better go check on her.
Tja, Boat. Das war erst das Intro von dem Auftrag. Ja, den werden wir jetzt safe auch nicht abschließen. Muss ich ja auch gar nicht. Naja. Teil 1 würde ich vielleicht gerne abschließen.
Hello there. Excuse me. Are you alright?
Huh? I'm fine. Thanks.
Oh, okay then. We just noticed that you seem to be worried about something.
About many things, actually. But there's nothing I can do but just keep my troubles to myself. I was just reminiscing about a place my brother and I would play when we were kids. It was just atop that hill over there. See?
In Sumeru? Ja.
You're pointing at the sea. Wait, are you saying that you and your brother lived in the water?
Wie
Though
Meerjungfrauen?
people call the waters around Fontaine a sea, it's actually just an inland lake that's filled with fresh water. And though I can still see that hill clearly in my memories, now it's been completely submerged. He would skip and jump, tossing sand in the wind. The sun shone brightly, and the air was filled with the scent of the sea. But now, the water is gradually swallowing our memories.
Damn.
It won't be long before it swallows us.
Sorry. Paimon doesn't really get what you mean.
I don't believe we've had the
Ooh.
pleasure of meeting. Are you Lynette's new friends?
Oh,
My man.
Thanks for looking after my sister. She often comes here to reminisce about our childhood, that's all. There's no need for any concern. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Linny, and this is my sister Lynette. If I had to guess, I'd say you must be travelers from abroad.
Hell
Nice to
yeah.
meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the traveler.
Zen Master ist der Verräter.
Arrived in Fontaine. We were just talking with your sister. Even though we didn't really get what she was saying.
I see. It's unusual for Lynette to be so willing to talk with anyone. In fact, she seldom speaks at all. I'm usually the only one she ever talks to.
Oh, really? Then you
Ja,
two are just
was
like
für ein
us.
Hater.
Paimon's always the one talking for some reason.
Du sprichst ja die ganze Zeit für mich, Paimon.
So that's how you think it is?
I
Yes.
also think my brother can be too talkative at times.
Seems you were right, Paimon. We are quite similar.
So, what did Lynette mean just now when she said that the water is engulfing your memories, and that it won't be long before it engulfs you too?
Oh,
Dass sie depressiv ist.
it's from a
Aber.
prophecy that's been circulating in Fontaine for some time now. Well, I suppose prophecy isn't exactly the right word, because that implies a certain amount of uncertainty. There's no doubt about what's happening in Fontaine now.
Was geht denn vor sich?
Where to begin? Let's put that question on hold for a moment. We still haven't formally greeted each other yet, have we?
Did all the introductions earlier not count?
Hello, traveler.
Jetzt macht er einen Zaubertrick, jetzt macht er einen Zaubertrick, jetzt macht er einen Zaubertrick. Hallo, Lilly. Macht einen Zaubertrick. Jetzt macht er einen Zaubertrick. Jetzt macht er einen Zaubertrick.
And hello, Paimon.
Zaubertrick, 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 Zaubertrick.
Paimon, get a handshake! You're not
Er macht einen Zaubertrick,
Paimon, are
1000%ig.
you?
Ich weiß es.
Please, don't take offense. Just consider it a sort of etiquette we have here in Fontaine when making new friends. You should remember it. It might prove useful.
Oh, all right then. Well, Paimon's just happy to have a local friend now.
Oder auch
Hey,
nicht.
we were
Verdammt.
just getting ready to go to
Ich war
the
mir so
Opera
sicher.
House to meet the Hydroarchon. Would you be able to show us the way?
So you're going to see Lady Farina? No problem at all. In fact, I was planning to go to the Opera House later myself. I'll gladly take you once I finish things here.
Vitamin B, let's go. Einfach wieder Vitamin B am Stissel. Ich muss mal schauen, wenn wir jetzt eine Statue der 7 freischalten. Wäre es wahrscheinlich klüger, erstmal die Aktion zu spielen. Da ist auch direkt eine, ich weiß noch nicht ganz genau wo. Irgendwo hier muss eine sein. Aber die ist wahrscheinlich da oben. Irgendwo.
You said you were going to see Lady Farina? Well, it seems Lady Farina has come to see you.
No way.
So, she's the Hydroarchon? But how did she know we were looking for her?
My dear people, rich and poor, those with cup in hand and those with nothing at all, raise your glasses in celebration. If you don't have one, then just raise your hand in lieu.
Ah, never mind, ich hab sogar ein Glas.
As you can all see, 2 unfamiliar travelers have arrived in our nation. Come, let us make a toast in
Damn.
honor of this traveler and his
Was geht mit ihren
companion
Augen ab?
who have journeyed here from distant lands.
Das ist irgendwie weird.
Is she talking about us?
Keiner hier scheint ein Glas zu halten.
I've long heard of the turmoil and chaos you've left in your wake as you visited other nations. But I welcome you nevertheless. No, I have come to receive you personally. Fear is for insignificant cowards. I am a god, and I will never entertain the notion of such meaningless wariness. You can be rest assured, I see clearly your sincerity. Of course, seeking an audience with me is the most sensible thing to do. It will allow you to truly behold my power and witness my authority. Intelligent people always gather under the correct banner.
Damn, die ist ganz schön eingebildet.
I, hereby welcome you to the nation of Hydro and acknowledge the value and significance of your trip. Now, you may rejoice in this.
Ein Archon zu finden war diesmal echt einfach.
Yeah, Paimon still can't believe it. Feels like we've only been here for a few minutes. But the Hydro Archon's entrance was, how should Paimon describe it? A little
Too much.
over the top? Miss Hydro Archon? How did you know we were coming?
I see. As Outlanders, you inevitably lack even some of the most basic understanding.
Oof.
Don't forget that even the gods can be divided into the mediocre and the excellent. I suppose it's only natural for you to be awestruck by my abilities.
Damn, ich wusste nicht, dass sie so eingebildet ist.
And consider, do you really have the noble qualities and etiquette necessary to communicate with a god? All it takes is a flick of my finger for me
das ist
to
der
know
Typ von...
everything about you.
Whoa. Talk about
Der Typ hat
sounding high and
gepetzt.
mighty.
Sie wusste, dass wir kommen, weil man hat gerade den Typen gesehen, der uns den Sumeru belauscht hat. Das heißt, sie ist überhaupt so begabt, wie sie sagt. Betont ihren Status als Archon sehr gern.
Oh? What's with these looks? Perhaps the welcoming ceremony still isn't enough? What else should I say then?
Is she waiting for us to start talking?
Wow, I didn't expect to see Lady Farina here. What a surprise! Wait, does this mean they're the legendary blonde traveler? How did I
Legendary.
not notice before?
Hey, what's all the commotion? Oh, is that Lady Farina? Is there some kind of drama going on?
Of course. That's the blonde traveler. The one all those stories are about. Lady Farina came here to personally see him. Oh, I bet this is going to be the duel of the century.
Ein Duell?
I've got to see this. I knew Lady Farina would never disappoint.
Yes, but don't get too excited now. My dear believers and spectators alike tend to get quite rowdy, and despite the noise, I've come to tolerate all their ruckus. You may consider this my reward to all of you. I have determined that there will be an epic duel between myself and this traveler from another land, just as you were hoping to see.
Sie will uns umbringen?
Now she wants to fight? Aren't we getting a little ahead of ourselves?
What is she doing? Dann zeig mir, was du kannst. Aber die meint wahrscheinlich was ganz anderes. Die meint wahrscheinlich nicht kämpfen. Die meint wahrscheinlich... Oder? Wait, what? What is happening?
Are you not afraid? Might I remind you that this is a duel against the divine?
What are you trying to do, traveler? Provoking a god in front of her people?
Stand down, Clorend. I admire his bravery. Few have the courage to draw their sword against a god. He is obviously a true warrior. Unfortunately, people nowadays only crave to be thrilled, and a mere duel will not slake their thirst for excitement.
Ja, doch, ich glaube schon.
Yeah, she's right. Just a duel wouldn't be all that interesting.
On Araneus, criminals are always requesting duels to defend their honor. They're getting a bit old, to tell the truth.
You see. Then, as the god of justice, I shall face this traveler in another kind of duel. A duel
Vor
in
Gericht.
court!
All right. Now that'll be worth seeing.
Damn.
Right. This is
Direkt mal in den Knast
Fontaine,
kommen.
after all. Such a grand opera house. It would be a pity not to use it.
Why do you care so much about the crowd's reactions? Seems you've spent a little too much time in the opera house. Besides, how exactly do you plan to have a duel in court? You mean you're going to put us on trial?
Sind gerade erst hier angekommen.
Oh, we have reason to put you on trial. It's obvious, isn't it?
Offensichtlich.
According to Fontaine law, no one is permitted to release any flying objects within Fontaine city limits during the first 3 days of each month. You are clearly guilty of
Das sind
violating
Gesetze wie in
this law,
Amerika.
you know?
Oh, so that's what they've done wrong. That's our Lady Farina. No one knows the laws of Fontaine like she does.
Das hatte sie da gerade ausgedacht.
What kind of law is that? Wait, flying object? You mean Paimon?
Hater.
Precisely. Now, if you two have no objections, then in the name of the Hydro Archon, I order your arrest.
My apologies, Lady Farina. I don't mean to spoil the fun. But if you would allow me to interject, I don't
Go
think that
Tanks.
Paimon here meets the definition of a flying object.
You tell her, Winnie! Finally someone who's not crazy. How could anyone call Paimon a flying object?
Ah, great magician Linny, my beloved citizen. I'll permit you to object, but how exactly do you plan to prove your claim?
As a magician who just rained on your parade, I naturally should shoulder the responsibility of saving the show. So, with such an audience gathered here, allow me to perform
Jetzt
a
macht
trick
endlich
for
den
everyone.
Zaubertrick. Let's go. Ah. Er tut quasi so, als würde Paimon nur fliegen können wegen uns.
Hey, when did you do that?
In dem Moment als... Ah. Das hat er vorhin gemacht. Ey, ich hab gesagt, er macht einen Zaubertrick. Ich hab's gesagt. Ich hab's gecallt. Ich hab gesagt, er macht einen Zaubertrick und er hat einen gemacht. Wir haben ihn nur noch nicht gesehen. Was gehabt? Flow?
There. As you can all clearly see, Paimon should be classified as,
Ein Ballon.
well, something like a balloon. This rope has been in the traveler's hand all along. It was just that no one could see it before.
Huh? You call that magic? You've got to be joking.
I thought it was pretty good. Nice one.
Huh. I'm not sure what to think. It seems Lady Farina's charges no longer hold water.
Dun, dun, dun.
Amusing. Very amusing, Linny. Just the sort of unexpected twist that I enjoy. With you here, today's performance can finally be called complete.
Performance? You see all this as a performance?
In which case, consider the matter of your trial resolved. The god of justice will not bring charges against an innocent person. But
Das ist auch ein
when
Greenscreen
there are
Zamburg.
valid grounds, I will not only judge travelers from abroad, but even the gods of other lands. I look
Ja,
forward to seeing
die ist
your
irgendwie ein bisschen
upcoming
wahnsinnig.
performance at the Opera House, Mr. Linny and Miss Lynette. That's enough for now. Toodaloo!
Toodaloo. Natürlich sagt sie Toodaloo, wenn sie geht. War ja klar. Sie sieht aus wie eine Person, die Toodaloo sagt. Wenigstens mein Waifu-Stream. Auf Live gibt es auch Waifus.
Just like that. She's gone. Well, that's the most unpredictable Archon Paimon's ever seen. He never even had a chance to ask her anything. But that's a problem for future Paimon. That whole scene just now was really...
Vielen Dank für vorhin, Linnea. Du wusstest schon, dass es so ablaufen würde.
Don't mention it. I just happened to remember that there was such a law, so I did a little preparation.
Also ob es das
just in
Gesetz wirklich
case.
gibt.
I didn't think it would actually come in handy. So, now do you see what kind of god Lady Farina is?
She can be a bit confusing at times, but she is still amenable to reason.
Ist sie wirklich vernünftig?
Anyway, Paimon had no idea you were a magician, Linny. It sounded like you'll be performing at the Opera House, right?
I just know a few simple tricks I use to make a living. Lynette is my assistant. It will actually be my first time performing on the most prestigious stage in Fontaine, the Opera House.
But isn't the Opera House where criminal trials are held in Fontaine?
When there are no public trials being held, the Opera House hosts a variety of other performances. To the people of Fontaine, the line between a trial and a performance can be a little blurred. And speaking of performances, I would be remiss to forego this opportunity gifted by fate. Might I invite the two of you to see my performance?
Okay.
My brother's always excited to make new friends.
Oh, sure. We don't really have anything to do now, and we wanted to go to the Opera House anyway.
Das wäre mir ein großes Vergnügen.
Splendid. In that case, why don't we go together? I'll show you the way. I just have something to take care of first.
Zögere nicht, mir Bescheid zu geben, wenn du Hilfe brauchst.
You really mean it? Then I'll take you up on your offer.
Verdammt.
This is a magical item known as a magic pocket. Perhaps you can help me distribute them to the people here.
Das sieht halt aus wie eine ganz normale Tasche.
What are they going to use it for?
About that. You asked me before about the prophecy, right? Let me start by telling you a little more about what it entails. I'm not sure exactly when it began, but a prophecy has been circulating around Fontaine. It says that every person in Fontaine is born with sin. No matter how the nation of justice holds trial after trial, this sin cannot be absolved. Until one day, the water levels in Fontaine will rise, and the sinful people will slowly be drowned. In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Klingt, als hätte sich das der Archon ausgedacht.
Why are people in Fontaine born with sin? What is that supposed to mean?
Das hat die sich selbst noch ausgedacht,
There are
Farina.
lots of guesses. Some say that the ancestors of Fontaine stole the power of the seas and stirred its wrath. Others say that the people of Fontaine never heeded the first Hydro Archon's warnings and offended Celestia. But here in Fontaine, evidence is what matters. There hasn't been concrete evidence for any of these claims, so they can only be regarded as conjecture.
If even the people in Fontaine don't know what sin they committed, wouldn't it be better just to ignore the prophecy completely? Why bother feeling guilty all the time?
That's exactly what the people did at first. But in the last few years, the water levels in Fontaine have actually started rising.
Das ist wie in Venedig. Das ist doch auch so. Meer beflutet nach und nach diese Erinnerungen und danach sind wir an der Reihe. Und danach sind wir an der Reihe.
Many places have already been completely submerged, and now lie beneath the sea.
Many people carry on with their lives as before and shrug it off as a natural phenomenon. But my family and I think that the people of Fontaine shouldn't ignore the possibility, which would end up sentencing them to death. We hope that at least the people who reside near the waterfront can move away before it's too late. So, we've started distributing magic pockets to them. As a magical item, these magic pockets have astonishing capacity.
Ah.
I'm sure they will come in handy when people are moving their belongings.
Warum bin ich nicht luminär?
It's like preparing for a rainy day. But this is more than a bit of rain.
Am Anfang vom Spiel wurde einem nicht erklärt, dass man da quasi eine Auswahl für immer trifft. Ich habe einfach irgendwas gewählt Und außerdem, naja, keine Ahnung. Hat keine wirkliche Rolle gespielt. Und wenn ich mich nicht täusche... Na, wobei, na, Moment. Ach, keine Ahnung, ich dachte einfach, das ist der Main Character. Also ich hatte am Anfang gar nicht gewusst, dass das Geschwister sind. Ich dachte einfach, du wählst halt entweder einen weiblichen oder einen männlichen Charakter, dass das zwei unterschiedliche Charakter an sich sind, die dann auch in der Story vorkommen und wichtig sind und so. Das hat einem am Anfang ja keiner erzählt, als man das ausgewählt hat. Wenn die Prophezeiung wahr ist, lässt sich diese Katastrophe wirklich nicht abwenden.
Perhaps only absolute power could ever contend with such a catastrophe. But who knows? We're just tiny specks in the grand scheme of things. Now, if you'd like to help, then please give these magic pockets to anyone nearby. Be sure to convince them to take it, regardless of what they say.
Uff, zuerst mal random Leute bequatschen. Wollen Sie mein Buch kaufen? Wollen Sie mein Buch kaufen?
What's this? So you also believe in the prophecy. Keep it. I won't have any use for it.
Nein, du nimmst die jetzt.
You mean you don't believe in the prophecy?
No, I believe in the prophecy. But I also believe in another story. The story says that people once lived in the ocean. They were one with the ocean and couldn't live apart from it. But as time wore on, people desired to live on land and developed blood vessels, encapsulating the sea within their bodies. Thus could people set foot on land. So, if you ask me, when the water rises and takes us all, it'll be like we're going home.
Oh, we hadn't heard that one before. But people can't live underwater. They'll die. You should probably still take it.
All right, I'll take it. I guess I just feel that being dissolved into the water doesn't necessarily mean death.
Doch, ziemlich sicher. Immer weiblich wegen kleiner Hitbox.
So you're
Kappa.
the blonde traveler that everyone's been talking about.
That's
My
me.
apologies for not recognizing you earlier. Oh, a magic pocket? Seems you really thought of everything. I guess it's better to prepare for the worst and hope for the best. Thanks. Please, also thank the magician on my behalf when you get the chance.
Okay. Wait, what? Oh.
Huh? I don't want that thing. Way I see it, if the prophecy's true, it's still gonna be a long time before the water can cover everything.
Nimm's einfach.
Life is all about living in the moment. What use is there in worrying about the future all the time? We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
You should still take it. You never know when it'll come in handy.
True.
Oh, all right, fine. Thanks. It's just that if I start moving, that means I've already given up on the life I have now. I'd really rather not.
Wenn man umzieht, muss man ja nicht alles ändern. Schon Last of Us gesehen, die Serie?
You
Nope.
already handed out all of the magic pockets?
Nope.
That was fast. So, what did people have to say? I bet you heard some interesting opinions.
Passt schon.
Yes, but that will change once disaster strikes. I know they'll change their minds, so it's only right to help them prepare.
Is there anything else you need to do before we leave?
Yes, one last thing. I have the magic pockets made by a workshop in the court of Fontaine. Since we're out and about, I was thinking about bringing him some more materials.
So, you want to collect materials? Just tell us what the materials look like and we'll help. Many hands make light work.
Oh, that would be much appreciated. We'll need some Romaritime flowers. I remember seeing them near the waterfront on the east side of the harbor.
Legal, obviously. Ich habe nichts gesagt. Ja, keine Ahnung. Ich habe das Spiel auch nicht gespielt, deswegen kann ich damit, glaube ich, nicht viel anfangen. Und wo muss ich hin? Naja, doch hier.
It seems we have to use hydro to collect for maritime flowers.
Ich will mehr.
Body and mind.
You made
Na dann, viel
quick work
Spaß,
of
Mr.
that.
Boat.
I can tell you're an experienced traveler. I've also finished collecting a few here. Maybe next time you'll feel like helping too, Lynette.
No way. I'm in power-saving mode today. Otherwise, I fear I may not have any energy left for the performance at the Opera House.
Fine. Though the performance is still a long way off. Now that we're finished here, we should get ready to head back to the Court of Fontaine.
So, we're going to the Court of Fontaine before we head to the Opera House? Good. Paimon wants a tour of Fontaine's largest city and try...
And? What? 50% globaler Damage Increase, wenn man nur weibliche Chars hat.
Have you noticed
Lüge.
that person over there? The young girl.
Huh? What's wrong with her? Paimon didn't notice anything.
She's obviously a thief. Magicians and thieves practice similar methods. We divert attention, and a distracted audience is one that won't discover what you're really doing. Watch her movements carefully.
Wow, a criminal, man.
Oh, he's
Kill her. Kill her.
Shh, keep your voice down. We need to think of a way to catch her, but it seems she's very alert. Perhaps we should split up.
Tötet sie. She's a thief.
You
Tötet
two
sie.
can ride the lift over there and wait up top. I bet that'll be her escape route if she tries to run.
Alles klar.
All right, let's go.
Und dann töten wir sie, oder? Schritt 1, Fahrstuhl hochfahren. Schritt 2, sie töten. Alles klar, verstanden. Geht klar. Oh, das ist nicht der Fahrstuhl. Hier ist bestimmt irgendwo eine Truhe versteckt. Das habe ich im Urin. Damn, dauert das lang. ...100 Meter, wow. Und nicht mal Fenster, wo man rausgucken kann. Noch 30 Meter. Die hätten ruhig mal ein paar Fenster einbauen können.
This is the spot where Linny wanted us to wait.
Da ist sie. Tötet sie. Hinter euch. Tötet sie. Hinter euch. Tötet sie. Los. Tötet sie.
Oh, look! Isn't that her?
Halten wir sie auf. Schnappen wir sie uns.
Oh no! Did she notice us? What should we do?
Oh,
Should we chase
ups.
her?
Nein, wir sollten sie töten. Unsere Aufgabe ist es, hier den Weg zu versperren.
You're right. She might also be trying to lure us away.
Zeit vergeht, aber ihr seht die Diebe nicht wieder.
Nothing
Weil sie
happened
tot
for a
ist.
while now. Paimon wonders if Linny caught the thief.
Gehen wir zu Linné.
Let's go.
Nein, wir fahren jetzt nicht nochmal runter, oder? No way. Ah. Oh, endlich die Statue der... Oh, ich muss jetzt probieren, die Statue der 7 zu aktivieren. Ohne die Cutscene zu triggern. Yeah. Wow, let's go. Endlich mal eine Karte hier am Stissel. Die Statue der 7 gerade plötzlich hell erstrahlt. Yes. Seltsam, ist das vorher schon mal passiert? Es ist auch normal, dass die Statue der 7 strahlt. Fühlst du dich etwas komisch? Das Wasser, es spricht zu mir. Kann es auch noch sprechen, wenn du immer noch zum Scherzen aufgelegt bist, ist ja alles gut. Jedenfalls ist die Luft hier wirklich etwas schwül geworden, nachdem das Licht aufgeblitzt ist. Oh no, ich bin auch auf automatisch. Upsi. Dass man in Fontänen unbeschwert tauchen kann, wenn man die Elementarkraft gut beherrscht. Vielleicht kann man sogar untergegangene Schätze bergen. Das Bergen der Schätze ist deine Aufgabe und Paimon hält dir vom Strand aus den Rücken frei. Allein im Wasser, das ist doch recht einsam. Aber es ist so unheimlich unter Wasser. Man könnte aus Versehen von einer Strömung erfasst und durcheinandergewirbelt werden, ohne davonfliegen zu können. Genau wie damals, als Paimon dich in Mondstadt traf. Dann angle ich dich wieder raus. Dann kann Paimon auch mit dir ins Wasser gehen, aber du musst dein Versprechen auch halten. Alright. Uff. Eine wundersame Kraft, die von der Statue ausgeht und den Segen des transozeanischen Urwassers verleiht. Damit kannst du ungehindert durch die Gewässer der Seen Fontaines reisen. Unter dem Schutz des transozeanischen Urwassers verbrauchst du bei der Bewegung unter Wasser keine Ausdauer, sondern Wasserausdauer. Wenn dir die Wasserausdauer ausgeht, wirst du also nicht ertrinken und ohnmächtig werden. Nice. Na gut.
Are you sure that's all she took? You should check to make sure you're not missing anything else.
Jetzt muss ich wieder umstellen. Verdammt.
No, that was all. Oh, I can't thank you enough. I didn't notice a thing earlier. Anyway, I
Was
should be
ist das im
going.
Hintergrund?
Thanks again.
Der Baum im Hintergrund?
Were you returning with the thief at
What is
Stolen?
that?
That's right. Pity I wasn't able to catch her. She distracted me by dropping the thing she stole on the ground. By the time I looked back, she was already gone.
I saw the general direction she went, but Lenny twisted his ankle, and I needed to make sure he was okay.
Als ob der sich den Knöchel verstaucht hat.
I'll be all right. It's just a twisted ankle, that's all. In fact, it's feeling better already.
If you want to play at being a hero, at least try not to get hurt doing it. Imagine what would happen if you managed to derail our performance as a result.
You're right. Sorry, Lynette. I have to admit that the thief was even more skilled than I had anticipated. But at least we were able to get the stolen items back, so it wasn't a complete failure.
What a slippery little thief. Guess things turned out all right in the end, though. Lenny's initiative paid off.
All right, let's put this little detour behind us. We should go to the Court of Fontaine now.
Yes. Ich weiß gar nicht, wie weit wir schon sind. Aber immer noch im Prolog, also nicht sehr weit. Diese Aufträge dauern meistens so 1 bis 2 Stunden pro Teil. Also sind es noch nicht mal bei der Hälfte wahrscheinlich von Auftrag 1. Ich muss halt noch diese Aktion spielen.
We ride this thing to go into the city? What an ingenious way to get around. People in Fontaine really know how to use water.
This is an aquabus. It allows people to travel between several key locations around Fontaine. It's pretty convenient, but the ride can become a little dull after a while. The scenery is always the same. That's why it's better to travel with friends.
So you mean it's still boring even when I'm riding with you?
Alter, der Callout.
That's not what I meant. It's just that, well, you don't really talk that much. Besides, it doesn't really feel like a real trip when it's just the two of us. It's the same as being at home.
Oh boy.
Whatever.
Nice.
Guess that's what it's like to be an older brother.
It's about time for us to leave. Let's get on board.
Who dat? Oh, Charlotte. Oder? Ich glaube, sie heißt Charlotte. Schon weiter her, dass sie das letzte Mal vorkam.
What?
Charlotte!
Paimon! Charlotte!
Charlotte!
I never guessed I'd bump into you while riding the aquabus.
In the story of my life, this is big news. What are you doing in Fontaine? I didn't hear anything about you paying us a visit.
Yeah, it's quite the coincidence.
Was geht denn hier ab, Tauli?
Us travelers
Bisschen
were always
Genshin.
on the move. It's not surprising that nobody knew we were coming. Though we still have no idea how the Hydro Archon knew about us. Oh,
Spione.
may I introduce you to our new friends?
Oh, no need for introductions, Paimon. I would recognize the great magician Linny and his assistant Lynette anywhere. I wouldn't be much of a reporter if I didn't know who they were. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Charlotte, a reporter for the Steambird.
Also kennt ihr euch nicht.
Nice to meet you. From the Steambird, huh? We've often relied on your paper to promote our performances.
It's an honor to meet you.
Now that everyone knows each other, Fontaine suddenly doesn't feel like such an unfamiliar place.
True.
So, what have you been up to lately, Charlotte? Any big news?
Not too much. When there isn't any breaking news, I mainly cover the trials at the Opera House. You can still manage to keep readers' attention as long as you tell things from a clever enough angle, even if it's the same old topics. For example, reporting on how a scammer once deceived vulnerable girls into relationships, or how a financial criminal was once so poor that they ate a single piece of bread for 5 days.
Das sounds boring AF. Das würde definitiv meine Aufmerksamkeit erregen. Aber das sind nicht wirklich die Dinge, die du suchst, oder?
You're right. Seems you know me pretty well. What I'm really after is exclusive, sensational news pieces that could shake the country. These smaller stories are a waste of my talents. Oh, I just remembered. I've been following a case lately. Well, a series of cases, actually.
You mean the serial disappearances of young women case?
That's right. These
Damn.
stories are the talk of the town right now, and it's probably the most mysterious case we've ever seen. If I'm the first with a draft ready to publish when the case is finally cracked, and it's the headline story in the Steambird, oh, when that happens, I bet all the other reporters will shed tears of envy. I've already gathered all kinds of materials. I just can't wait for the truth to be revealed.
So, what is the serial disappearances of young women case? You mean the culprit hasn't been found?
Scheint so.
That's right. The first missing girl case happened almost 20 years ago.
Damn.
And ever since, after a period of time, another girl disappears. What the cases have in common is that the girls are all of a similar age, and that they've all vanished without a trace. But the scariest part is that to
Serienmörder.
this day, none of the girls have ever been found. Many suspects have been arrested over the years in connection with this case, but shortly after each arrest, another disappearance would always happen.
Dun, dun, dun. Gerade wenn du kommst, labern die nur. Naja, ich mache gerade die Main Story Quest und die dauert einfach ein bisschen. I'm sorry for that. Wir spielen später noch ein bisschen eine Aktion. Ich weiß nicht, worum es da geht, aber könnte es also etwa mehrere Täter sein?
Yes, it's possible. But either way, I believe that every case has some precise truth behind it, waiting to be exposed.
Yes, I agree. And at the very least, the family of those missing girls deserves some sort of explanation. I just imagined for a second what I would do if Lynette were to suddenly disappear. I'd pay any price to get her back, and then find a way to track down the culprit.
Please don't imagine that, Linny.
Lynette ist cool. Die mag ich. Setzt euer Gespräch auf dem Akt fort und ehe es euch verseht, erreicht ihr beide euer Ziel. Wir sind da, Tauli. Bist du nebenbei am Einpacken? Ah ja, wann ziehst du jetzt um? Also wann genau? Welcher Tag?
Hey, we're almost there, look!
Dienstag. Bam. Schon beautiful, die Welt von Genshin. Freitag dann erst mal dort schlafen. 3 Tage vor Einzugsdatum. Uff, keine Ahnung, da kenne ich mich nicht aus. Ich bin in meinem Leben nur 2-mal umgezogen. Und einmal war ich 6 oder so. Und das andere Mal 11. Da habe ich nicht viel davon mitbekommen. Wie da die Abläufe sind.
Well, I really enjoyed chatting with you. Life should be full of pleasant little surprises like this.
Yeah, us as well. The ride went by too quickly.
Ah, I have an interview to get to. I should get going before I'm late.
Okay, Hyman hopes we can chat again soon, Charlotte. See ya!
Later, Charlotte.
Bye now. Oh, be sure to stop by and see me at the Steambird when you have time.
Later, Charlotte.
What a tough job. Always running around and interviewing everyone. Well, where should we go now?
If you don't mind, how about we stop by my home first? Besides, I still have all the materials we collected.
Sure.
Alle
We
3.
wouldn't mind at all. This city is so huge, Paimon wouldn't know where to start anyway.
Was gab's, Sully? Und der Sabaton, wo ich in Fortnite gegen Bots gespielt habe, Steven? True. Das waren die schönsten 30 Minuten meines Lebens. Gespielt und gewonnen. Gegen Bots, wohlgemerkt. Das ist ein wichtiges Detail. Und gewonnen. Damn, it's beautiful, man. Stell ich mal so eine Stadt in Fly vor. So eine riesige Stadt einfach, das wäre echt mal geil. Copy-paste it. Copy-paste it.